Welcome to DennisTechTips. On this video, I'm going to show you how to use OBS. OBS is a very powerful, free and open source application that you can use to record your screen and also stream on services like Twitch, YouTube, and many other services. I have included timestamps down below in the description. You can use it to jump to any section of this video you want. So let's get started. To download OBS on your system, you are going to head over to the official website obsprojects.com. The link is in the description of this video. You can download OBS on all the major operating systems, that is Windows, macOS, and Linux. When you are on the site, click on the button that matches your operating system to kick off the download. When the download is done, go over to your download location and then click on the exe to start the installation. After downloading and installing OBS, when you open it, you are going to see something like this. To get started with OBS, head over to the Tools menu and then click on the Auto Configuration Wizard. Right here, I need to specify what I want to use OBS for. Whether I want to use it for streaming, for recording, or maybe I want to use it as a virtual camera. When you select streaming, it is going to need you to select the service you want to stream on, and it will also help you to determine your bitrate. When you select recording, it will simply record what is going on your screen, and when you are done, you find a video clip of the recording in your system. While virtual camera allows you to use the output from OBS as a video source, and you can share it as a webcam to software like Microsoft Teams, Discord, Google Hangouts, Zoom, and others. For this video, I'm going to select the second option, which is to record screen. But keep in mind that whatever I'm going to do now can also be applied to streaming and virtual camera. When I click on next, it is going to land me here, where I can choose my base resolution and also my frame per second. For your base resolution, choose the one that matches your display resolution. For example, mine is 1366 by 768. So I'm going to go with display 1, 1366 by 768. If you have multiple monitors connected, they will all be listed here, and you can select which one you want. For my frames per second, I have different options right here. I can either go for 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second, but I'm going to recommend you go for 30 frames. At least that will give you a smaller file size, but feel free to go with anyone that best suits what you are recording. Like if you are recording a game, it's best you go for 60 frames per second. When I click on next, it's going to show me the final result. I can go through it to see if it matches exactly what I want. If it doesn't, I can hit on the back button to go back, but I'm okay with what I am seeing. I can go ahead and hit on apply settings. If I still want to make changes, I can always go back to tools and then go through the auto configuration wizard. Now I am done making all the configurations I want. It's time to start recording my screen. To do that, I am going to be working with this dark rectangle on my screen right here, which is referred to as the scene. And to bring this scene to life, I am going to add different sources to the scene. On the bottom left, I see the scene which is labeled scene. That is okay, but I can rename this scene by right clicking on it and then select the rename option. I'm going to leave this just the way it is. I can add more scenes by clicking on the plus button right here. And I can also remove scenes by selecting the scene and then click on the minus button. To be able to record my screen, I'm going to add a source. When I click on this plus button down here on the source panel, I'm going to see all the different sources I can add to my scene. The one I am most concerned with right now is the display capture. This captures my screen, or should I say, records my screen. I'm going to click on that. Immediately I click on it, I'll get this little dialog where I can rename the source. It is really nice to rename your source if you want to, just so you can easily identify them. But I'm going to leave the default name and then click on OK. After clicking on OK, within the properties dialog, I can choose my display. That is the desktop I want to record, especially if I have multiple monitors connected. Make sure capture mask cursor is checked and then click on OK. Right now the screen is being captured as you can see, but my microphone and system sound are not. So I'm going to add a few more sources to make that possible. Once again, I'm going to head over to source and then click on the add button and then click on audio input capture. This time I'm going to name this microphone. Click on OK. Within properties, I'm going to select my microphone and then click on OK. And now when I look at my audio mixer, I'll find my microphone. And as you can see, it's working. I can control the volume by using this slider. To record my system sound, I will also need to add another source. Again, I will head over to source and then click on the add button. This time I will select audio output capture, name it system sound, and click on OK. Within properties, I am going to select where I want to capture the system sound from. Select speakers and then click on OK. Down here I see my system sound added to my audio mixer. Right now my screen is being captured as well as the microphone and the system sound. So it's time to start recording. To start recording, over here on the control panel I have different buttons. I can start streaming using this start streaming button. I can start my recording, start virtual camera. I can even go into studio mode. Within studio mode, there is something very interesting I can do right there, which I'm going to show you before the end of this video. So keep watching. I have settings and lastly the exit button, which is self-explanatory. To start recording, I'm going to hit on the start recording button. While I am recording, to pause my recording, I can hit on this little pause button on the side of the stop recording button, and to resume I can hit on the same button. And when I am done, I can hit on the stop recording button. When I am done recording, to get to my recorded clip, I can click on this file menu and then click on show recordings. And it will open your recording parts where your recordings are being saved. So this is the clip I just recorded. When you look at this clip closely, you see that the file type is set to MKV. And you can almost not work with an MKV file. To convert it to MP4, I am going to need to remux it. To remux it, I'm going to click on the file menu again, select Remux Recordings. Click on this ellipsis looking button right here. Select the file you want to remux and then click on the open button. And finally click on the remux button down here. And the file will be remuxed. When I go back to the location where I have the file, I'll find two files there, one in MKV and the other MP4. To save you the stress of remuxing, you can set your default file format to MP4. To do that, go over to Settings and then click on Output. Within the recording format, you can change it from MKV to any other format right here. And here I have the MP4 format. But I'm going to leave mine on MKV because when you have the file format set to MKV, if by any chance your system crashes while you are recording, your recording will be saved in your system up to the point where your system crashed. But with MP4, the whole recorded file will be lost. So if you have been recording for hours, all that work will go to waste. Right here within Settings, when I click on Hotkeys, I can set different keyboard shortcuts on OBS for different commands. I can set keyboard shortcuts to start, stop, pause and resume my recording. I have many other commands I can set keyboard shortcuts for. I can go through the list to see what I want. To set keyboard shortcuts, all I need to do is to select the field and then press the combination I want as my keyboard shortcut and it will be registered. So let's say I want to start my recording with the keyboard shortcut Shift S. I can simply press the combination and it will be registered. To stop recording, I will also register the same combination. When you are done setting your keyboard shortcut, click on Apply and then click on OK. Back on the home screen, when I click on my scene, I see this red border around it. With that, I can move my scene to whatever position I want. I can also resize it by dragging on the sides. I can also crop the scene. To crop, hold down your Alt key and then drag on the sides. With this, I can crop out parts of the screen I don't want to record. I want to add my logo to my scene. I can do that by adding another source, this time an image source. Or I can simply just drag and drop the image I want to use as my logo on the scene. And there it is. I can resize it and place it wherever I want on my screen. Let's leave that here at the top right corner. I can also add a webcam. Let's say you are recording a tutorial like this and you want a video of you on the screen as you record the tutorial. You can do that by adding your webcam to the scene. Go over to Source and select Video Capture Device. I'm going to name it as Webcam. Within Properties, select the camera I want and then click on OK. Sorry, I'm having issues with the camera on my system, so you are not going to see anything. But just know that this is supposed to be a video of me right here. Once again, I can resize and place it wherever I want on my scene. Let's leave that right here. Now I have my scene fully created, I can now go ahead and start recording or streaming. I can duplicate a scene by right-clicking on it and then select the duplicate option. I'm going to rename this Scene 2. And now I have two identical scenes. So let's say I want one to have my video on it and the other not to. I can simply just remove the source from one of the scenes. Let's remove the webcam from the second scene. Right-click on it and then select Remove. Now it's gone. And now I have two different scenes. I can switch from one to the other. When I switch between scenes, you see that it's just a basic cut, nothing special. To take care of that, I can add transitions to the scenes by selecting one over here on the Transitions panel. Right here I have different transitions effects I can choose from. I'm going to select Swipe. And when I switch between scenes, I'll see this nice swipe transition. I can also set keyboard shortcut to transition between scenes. I'm going to go over to Settings and then click on the hotkeys. When I scroll down, I see my different scenes listed here. Scene and Scene 2. At the top of each, I can set a transition keyboard shortcut. For the first one, I am going to set the number 1 as a keyboard shortcut. And for the second, set the number 2. Click on Apply and then OK. Back on the home screen, when I press the numbers 1 and 2 on my keyboard, the scenes will switch. I can rearrange my home screen however I want, by moving panels to any position I want it. To reset them back to default, right-click on any of the panels and then click on Reset UI. Before I end this video, let's head over to Studio Mode. Within Studio Mode, you can see the screen is divided into two. I have the Preview section and I have the Program section. When you are streaming or recording your screen, this Program section is what is being recorded or streamed. In other words, whatever I have right here is what my audience is going to see. While the Preview section is more like the behind the scenes. So whatever changes I make on my scene right here, my audience will not see it. At least not until I hit on this transition button right here at the middle. Now you see the changes I made here have reflected in the Program section. So that's it. That is how to use OBS. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like. To see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.